Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. It's been a while. It's been like a month since I put up a video, and I thought I'd finally get out here and make a couple of news videos because I haven't really been on the review thing, nor have I really watched many horror movies, aside from one, The Lost Boys, for the millionth time. Now, I wanted to talk about some news stuff for the last few weeks that have been coming out. A lot of people have been talking about them, and I think news videos are really where this channel shines, more so than reviews. A lot of the times. Let me know what you think about that down below. But as the title showed for this video, VHS, one of my favorite franchises of horror of all time, anthology, basically the modern day creep show, if anything, that I typically think has had one hit after another ever since it came back from the Shudder streaming network a few years ago. Now we have 6 of these movies, but they've now announced there's going to officially be a 7th film this year. Last year we had VHS 85 being number 6. Number 7 has a different title. It's not going to be a year title. It's called VHS Beyond, which sounds awesome. They did that with Batman one time. It was fucking sick. Now, this film has a lot of people attached to it that I don't know, and a couple of people I do. I do want to talk about that in a moment. But let me tell you first and foremost, it is going to be sci-fi related apparently. 6 blood-curdling tales unleash horror in a sci-fi inspired hellscape, pushing the boundaries of fear and suspense. So it is going to be an anthology once again, about 2 hours, a little bit over that. And the release date apparently is going to be October 4th of this year, which I am so excited for. I was a little worried because I was convinced that I had heard last year that we were getting a number 7. And I kept waiting and waiting. I never saw a title pop up, and I think about 3 weeks ago was when this actually showed up on my news feed from a lot of my friends, just people online in general, so VHS Beyond sounds kind of cool. And I like when VHS kind of goes into the sci-fi direction sometimes. Sometimes it does it well, sometimes it doesn't. One of the big ones I think did go mostly well was the almost reincarnation, rewriting, new adaptation of Frankenstein, the one from I think it was 94 with the crazy doctor and the camcorder in the chick's face. That was horrifying. But then we had, like last year in 85, we had this one segment that went on forever about kind of an arts class, you know, where you do performance art and it involved contacting God and making fun of God. Heretical, but kind of wild in its ending. The ending kind of made up for that whole movie, I think, that whole short, if you will. VHS 85 was weak compared to 99, which I think might be my personal favorite of the series, or right there tied with number 1, but I like when they do the sci-fi stuff, so I'm curious if all of Beyond will be sci-fi stuff. Are we going to have, like, spaceships in space, or are we going to keep it grounded like I think it should be in our kind of day-to-day lives, maybe in the last decade or so, maybe a couple of decades ahead of time? I don't know. I hope it doesn't go too futuristic, but if it does, that's fine because it's an anthology series. I mean, we could have an anthology of VHS at some point do time travel. I don't want that, but we could, you know? Anyway, let's talk about some of the people involved this time around. A lot of the time I like to look at the directors and, you know, get a feel for who's done what before these things come out. And we have some people kind of involved with this that are kind of interesting. I think 2 of the most interesting involved with this are Kate Siegel, who of course worked on the Haunting of Hill House remake TV show thing from Mike Flanagan years ago on Netflix. And she played Theodora, for anybody who doesn't know. She's great. I really like her. I don't think I've seen anything that she's directed. This may be the first thing she's ever directed, as far as I know. But she has a horror career. She works with Mike Flanagan quite a bit, from what I understand. This could be kind of cool. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't think she's writing her segment, so that could be interesting. If anything, I would bet that Mike Flanagan is probably writing her short, because Mike Flanagan is a writer for one of the shorts on this movie. He is one of the only writers I know from the film, which is interesting. Maybe we'll have some good people here. I think one of the guys directing and writing this only did shorts. I don't think he's done an official, like, full-fledged, full-length movie, so that's kind of interesting. Another couple of people here I thought was interesting was Christian Long and Justin Long. Yeah, Justin Long from Jeepers Creepers is apparently a director and co-writer on this as well. I'm assuming they're going to work together, because it looks like Jay Cheel will probably be by himself. I don't know who that is. Jordan Downey will probably be by himself. I don't know who that is. Christian Long and Justin Long will probably do a duo thing. Justin Martinez, who I've never heard of either, will probably do one. I think he's the guy who did Thanksgiving. One of these guys did the Thanksgiving movies, or a movie in the series. Virat Pal, I guess, is working with him. I don't know. Kate Siegel is teaming up probably with somebody. But anyway, there is 7 directors tied on for this, so that's going to be kind of interesting. So that's pretty much all I had to share here. VHS Beyond. I am so stoked for this. I love the VHS films. I don't think Shudder, as a streaming service or as a company, realizes how much this means to people like me who are such a hardcore fan of the first movie. I've been a fan for ages. I've seen these movies again and again. Outside of part 3, Viral was awful. Viral was definitely worse than 85 for the people who hate on 85 so heavily. So I'm excited for Beyond. I'm excited for the sci-fi stuff because I personally think sci-fi horror can be some of the scariest stuff out there. But sometimes you get a miss. And what I'm worried about with so many people in this that I don't really know, you know, we used to be fine back in the 80s getting slasher film after slasher film that had people you would never heard of. We used to be fine with that as a culture once upon a time. Nowadays, when I see companies do that, I get a little hesitant. David Bruckner's not involved with this at all. One of the biggest people who kicked off the series, one of the biggest producers on the series for that matter. I'm a little nervous that this could be bad. This may be the new Viral. Instead of every 3 films a rough one comes out, like this series has shown so far, this could be one of those things that kills the series again, and I hope it's not. I really, really hope it's not. We haven't gotten a trailer or anything. When we do get a trailer, I'll try to make a video, God willing, to talk about it a little bit, but gotta be honest, I'm a little scared. Because, you know, Justin Long is here, Kate Siegel is involved, Mike Flanagan is involved. I trust those guys, I really do. Despite Justin Long being in the horrible Goosebumps show, I don't think he was the reason it failed. But still, I'm curious what will happen with Beyond. I don't really know what I want it to be, you know? Should it be as a sci-fi thing in modern day with VHS cameras and found footage and all of that? Would you be okay if it went all futuristic and shit? I'd really like to hear that down below too, because I don't think it should be. I have a feeling we're gonna have somebody like in our time or like in the 90s or the 2000s or something as the wraparound story, find a bunch of tapes or clips on their computer files or something that were sent back in time. What if it's something like that and each of the shorts are something that came from the future? That would be kind of interesting, but I don't know. What do you think VHS Beyond should be? What do you think VHS as a series should try to aspire to in the future? I'd love to hear all that down below too. Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? There's been a lot of people who have not really liked the Shudder movies, and I'm really surprised by that. I think they've been some of the best in the franchise, frankly, especially with 94 and 99. I thought they both kicked ass. So, that's just me though. Anyway, let me know everything you think down below. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.